Chernobyl, the night the reactor exploded. The city stands in complete silence. Tall apartment buildings rise over empty streets, their windows dark and broken. Paint peels from the walls, and rust eats away at old metal balconies. Trees grow where cars once passed, and grass covers the sidewalks like a quiet invasion. Inside the buildings, time seems frozen. Chairs remain around tables. Shoes lie near doorways. In classrooms, notebooks are still open, and faded drawings hang on the walls. Nothing has moved for years.
Yet everything feels strangely present. The air is heavy, not with sound, but with absence. No engines, no footsteps, no human voices.
Only the wind moves through shattered glass, creating a low, constant whisper. A large wheel stands in the distance, motionless. It was built for joy, but it has never turned. Nearby, a playground waits, its metal structures creaking softly as the wind passes through them. The city does not look destroyed by war or fire. Instead, it looks abandoned in a hurry, as if thousands of people left at the same moment, carrying only what they could hold. Whatever happened here did not leave visible scars, but it emptied the place of life, and the silence remains. On the night of April 26th, 1986, the silence of the city was broken. Inside a nuclear power plant nearby, a late-night safety test was being carried out. The test was meant to measure how the reactor would behave during a power failure. However, a series of human errors and design flaws pushed the system beyond its limits. At 1:23 a.m., the reactor became unstable. Within seconds, a powerful explosion tore through the building. The roof of the reactor was blown apart, releasing massive amounts of radioactive material into the air. A fire followed, burning through the night and sending invisible radiation across the region. The most dangerous part was that radiation could not be seen or felt. Many workers and firefighters rushed to the site, unaware of the lethal exposure they were receiving. Some touched pieces of graphite from the reactor, not knowing it was highly radioactive. In the city, people watched the strange blue glow in the sky. Children played outside. Families slept with their windows open. No one was told the truth. It was not until 36 hours later that the order came to evacuate. Buses arrived, and residents were told they would return in a few days. They left their homes, their pets, and their lives behind. They never returned. The explosion at Chernobyl became one of the worst nuclear disasters in history. Its effects spread far beyond the city, contaminating land, water, and air across several countries. The city fell silent, not because it was destroyed, but because it was abandoned to protect human life. What happened in Chernobyl was not only the result of a failed reactor, it was the result of human decisions, fear, and lies. The reactor used that night was an RBMK reactor, a design that had serious flaws. Under certain conditions, instead of slowing down, the reactor could suddenly increase its power. This danger was known by some engineers, but it was never clearly explained to the workers. During the safety test, operators were under pressure. The test had already been delayed, and stopping it again could mean punishment. In the Soviet system, failure was not accepted, and questioning orders was dangerous. As power levels dropped too low, the operators tried to recover the reactor by disabling safety systems. They believed they were in control. They were not. When they finally pressed the emergency shutdown button, it should have stopped everything. Instead, because of a fatal design flaw, the reactor's power surged violently. Seconds later, it exploded. After the explosion, the truth was denied. Plant managers refused to believe the reactor had exploded. Officials told the government the situation was under control. In meetings, dangerous radiation levels were ignored or hidden. Admitting the truth meant admitting responsibility, and responsibility meant consequences. Firefighters were sent in without protection. Citizens were left uninformed. Even as radiation spread across Europe, the official message remained the same. There is no problem. The disaster was not caused by one man or one mistake. It was caused by a system where fear mattered more than safety, and where lies were easier than truth. Chernobyl did not fail only because of technology. It failed because people were taught not to speak. After the explosion, the situation was far worse than anyone wanted to admit. Firefighters were the first to arrive. They climbed onto the burning reactor without knowing they were walking on radioactive debris. They did their job with courage, believing they were fighting a normal fire. Many of them received fatal doses of radiation within minutes. As the scale of the disaster became clear, thousands of people were sent to help. They were called liquidators, soldiers, workers, and volunteers tasked with cleaning the radioactive zone. Most of them had little protection and limited information. One of the greatest dangers was the possibility of a second explosion. Beneath the reactor, melted nuclear fuel threatened to reach water tanks below. If that happened, it could have caused a massive explosion, contaminating much of Europe. 3 men volunteered to enter the flooded chambers beneath the reactor. In complete darkness, they opened the valves and drained the water. They knew they might not survive, but they went anyway. Later, miners were brought in to dig a tunnel under the reactor to install a cooling system, They worked in extreme heat, often without proper equipment, knowing the risks to their health. Finally, when radiation levels were too high for machines, men were sent onto the reactor roof. They were given 90 seconds to remove radioactive debris by hand. These men were called biorobots because machines could not survive where humans barely could. Many of those who helped were never publicly recognized. Some lived with serious illnesses. Others died young. Their sacrifice prevented an even greater catastrophe. Chernobyl still stands because thousands of ordinary people chose to face the impossible, to protect millions of others they would never meet. After the disaster, the world wanted answers. In the Soviet Union, a trial was held to find those responsible. 3 men, managers of the plant, were accused. They were charged with criminal negligence. The court revealed what everyone had feared. Mistakes had been made, safety rules had been ignored, and dangerous decisions were hidden to protect careers. However, the trial also showed something deeper. The reactor's design itself was unsafe, and the system encouraged fear instead of honesty. Employees were punished for speaking up, and warnings were ignored. The disaster was not caused by one person alone. It was caused by a system that valued obedience more than life. The trial ended with prison sentences for the managers, but the real lessons came later, for the entire world. Nuclear safety had to improve. Scientists studied radiation. Emergency procedures were rewritten, and people finally learned to question authority when safety is at risk. Today, the city remains silent, but it is also a place of memory. Tourists visit, scientists research, and the story of the disaster is told around the world. Chernobyl teaches us that truth, courage, and responsibility matter more than pride or secrecy. It is a warning and a lesson that will never be forgotten.